You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 96. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Jeff Chicken Barnhart, the hippie Marine.
Comic Reflections is brought to you by Rhymes with Geek. You can check out our show, plus plenty of other cool podcasts like Feed It Comics, Anti-Fanboy, and plenty of others at rhymeswithgeek.com. So the first book that we're going to talk about today, as Jeff alluded to, is a war comic. It's Fightin Marines, number 107. And this is a Charlton book, so don't be looking for high quality here.
The drawing is not bad. The plots are okay. Actually, this is not too bad.
This is actually a good issue. I really did like it. But you know how Charlton is. It's like, like you'll have... If it's good, it's almost like an accident.
Mm-hmm. Are we ever going to do any Archie comics?
Do you want to?
I think we need to. We can do an older one. It'd
Sure.
be great to do one from the hippie times.
Well, let me see what I've got at home. I think I probably have some Archies and also some Donald Duck, Uncle Scrooge stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which we definitely need to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because those at least have, like, here's a story with a real plot.
Mm-hmm.
Archies is a lot of, they're light plots, but we can do it.
I think if it's a comic book at this time, we should do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. So Fightin Marines, and the lead story is called The Hero. It's written by Nick Cuddy, with art by Warren Sattler. And Warren Sattler, if you recall, he was the artist on Yang, which I remember you liked.
Oh. Refresh my memory.
It was basically Kung Fu, the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, and Nick Cuddy came along as a writer in the early 70s and really breathed a lot of life into Charlton before they stopped printing new material. A quality writer. So this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, The Hero.
Yeah. It's not bad. All right. We have a platoon that has poor morale, and this guy, Tullus, who's a hero, he's got 3 bronze stars.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming in, and he's kind of a cold fish.
Yeah. He's got his reasons, though.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 23 days left, and he doesn't want to die before then. He doesn't want to be a hero. He doesn't want to make friends, because you make friends, they die.
Sure. He just wants to get back home to his wife and kid, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
And there's all these other guys that he's now stationed with, whatever. I don't know what the term is. You're in the field together.
Yeah.
They're in combat, and I think they're in Korea fighting commies.
Yep. And they're doing the Lord's work.
Are they?
Okay. So they're doing some kind of mission where they examine this old monastery.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Tullus has combat radar from Sergeant Rock. He has this combat radar, so you can never sneak up on them or put him in an ambush. So he sees there's landmines. And landmines and ice, I don't know if that works. It does work in the snow, but the ground's frozen solid. I don't know if that would work or not. Maybe.
I don't know.
But
I'm sure you'd have some duds.
Mm-hmm. So the guy, one of the guys is going through and getting up the mines, and he's almost through. And I don't know if it's the Chinese or North Korean. They said, "Hey Joe, you lose something?" And they shoot him. And he runs and he lands on a landmine and is killed.
Jeez.
So those dirty commie rats are shot up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they bury him. And Tullus says we're going to bury the other corpses because all corpses are alike. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, because one of the guys is arguing, like, why are we burying these commies?
Mm-hmm.
But he is remembering the human dignity that,
Mm-hmm.
look, they're... From their perspective, we're just as bad or whatever, It's
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's soldiers fighting in a war, even if they're your enemy. You gotta, a lot of people like to forget that they're human.
Right.
So,
sometimes
it's
better
convenient.
not to, or it's better not to for your psyche.
Right.
As they're shooting at people. But it's interesting and I know, and when one incident in D-Day, this I think it's a British colonel, some of that snuck up some Germans, and killed them, and then he buried them. And that's what he did. So,
okay. It's very British.
Kind of cool.
But yeah.
All right, so we have the sergeant and Tullus, and here comes another patrol of commies. So, okay. Tullus doesn't want to do anything because he wants to go back to his wife, Kay. And then he says, well, crap. Tell my wife, Kay, I love her. And then he goes out, hides. He surrenders, but he's got a 45 in his hand behind his head.
Right.
And then he pulls and shoots him, and then he gets killed. And his last words is, Kay, I almost made it home, Kay, I.
And then he dies.
Not bad at all.
It's a good story, man. What a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
But a war story should be a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be glorified, and this definitely, fits that profile. I mean, and DC was doing things like this too. They had the end of other war stories that say "Make war no more."
Yeah.
I
always kind of irritating me. So they're just doing that I'm not sure. If they believed it, that's fine. But I think they said just to. We're anti-war comics, so
but it actually hurt them because I think a lot of them got taken off of military bases, because a lot of comics would be sold on military PX. The Charlton books stayed there because they didn't make those kinds of statement, overt.
Interesting.
But I don't know if that was like across the board with DC war books, and they may have. Gotten that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't really confirm that as like that's the most factual thing ever. But
I can see the military's point of view because saying that during a war is kind of going to hurt morale, and somebody's going to read comic books. Oh, am I doing something bad? And I should quit.
Right.
It's. I can see their point. Censorship is not. And one thing, that's evil, but. Everybody would censor. I could name something you would censor.
Well, sure. Everyone has something they find distasteful or whatever,
and beyond the pale, and we would not have it. And to say censorship is bad is, if I cut you with a knife, that's a bad thing. But if I am digging a bullet out of you, that's a good thing.
Right.
It's
to blanket censorship is bad.
And I'm not sure blanket what
look, when the Comics Code Authority came in and just completely sterilized the comic book industry, that was a negative thing.
Yeah, I think it was done too much. Although it gave us Silver Age Superman.
Well, it just gave us the Silver Age period, which to me is honestly I know, and I just said, hey, it was a negative thing because it is, but. The silver lining is we got the most creative period in the history of comics.
And censorship...
Because they had to get clever to come up with cool stories.
And the fight against the editor or the censorship makes... You have to be more creative.
Yeah.
And it actually makes art better. And to show everything kind of ruins it.
Well, right.
To allude to it is a lot more scarier or sexier,
right,
or something than just showing it. And,
right. But even allusion to sex or horror was gone. So there were negative aspects, definitely. But I mean, especially that Code era, ending horror and crime comics, rather than hey, here are guidelines and having a system of this is not for everyone. Some of this needs to be behind the counter.
Yeah.
But it created, in that negative thing, it created the perfect storm for this incredibly wonderful creative period in comics. So
I'm not saying censorship is good, but it is both good and bad and can be used well and used badly.
Yes. So
all right, so we have the victims.
Yes.
Speaking of something needs to be censored, no. It's kind of busy.
Hey, and art by Tom Sutton. Who you liked on that Western story you were talking about.
Yeah. I did not see this at all. Still don't see it. But Very, very gritty looking. Everyone's got 5 o'clock shadows.
Yeah.
Good guys, bad guys. Well drawn. Kind of, I don't know, kind of busy.
Yeah, lots happening. Imagine that in a war.
Well,
this is in the
not just
South.
that. I mean, just the visual of it.
Right.
It is kind of, but it's kind of, I don't know. I think it's a good effect. I'm not sure.
Okay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is taking place in the Pacific Theater.
It is happening in Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
Marines are attacking an island. And, let's see. This guy, Mueller, attacks these Japs because that's what his sergeant said. All right, return up, attack. So he attacks, and he beats them up, but one of them steals his M1. So he chases after them, and he is trapped within the vast
catacomb.
Because there's these. It's not catacombs. Catacombs are, well, it will be a catacomb because the catacombs are, I think, are graveyard, underground graveyard.
But it's an underground network.
Yeah, it is very massive. That's what made Iwo Jima so expensive to take.
Right.
So actually, it's an interesting thing, get caught in those, and I'm sure.
And he's trapped there with the Japanese soldier, which is cool.
Yeah.
I think I saw a similar story on the Rap Patrol one time, because the lead guy is trapped with Hauptmann, the lead villain.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually, he's the lead adversary, right?
Yeah, because Hauptmann is like, yeah, he's a Nazi, but he's just a soldier. He's not
this. He's a German soldier. He's not a Nazi. I mean,
well, he's a German officer, and it's okay, but he's not like evil. He's just a soldier, and that's why Hauptmann was such a great villain.
Yeah,
because he's had depth. So, because
he's
a person, because he was a person,
right?
His job was to destroy the Rat Patrol.
Okay. All right, so Mueller he's trapped in there, first by an airplane, dropping a bomb, destroying the entrance he came in at, and then they start bulldozing the caves to trap the guys in, the Japanese in. So Mueller meets this Japanese lieutenant. So the Japanese lieutenants said, well, we're going to all die, so I don't want to, I want to surrender. This did happen, and it's very rare.
Sure.
They fought to the death.
But Mueller and the Japanese officer or soldier, they meet, and they're like, the Japanese guy, he's got a girl at home, a wife he wants to get back to. He doesn't want to die, and so he takes him prisoner, and they escape together. They don't know they both live,
right?
Which is cool. And of course, we see the raising of the flag on Iwo Jima.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of too much. But, oh well.
Yeah.
That's the only thing people know about Iwo Jima was that there's a flag raised on it.
Oh, it's a very famous photo. Oh, hold on a second. There's this cool house ad for, the Charlton War Books. They've got Fightin Army, Attack, and Fightin Marines.
Oh, man. The picture of this Marine with a cigarette or a cigar in his mouth, and he's in his wife beaters, and he's hitting a...
Looks like a Chinese guy with or a Vietnamese.
Vietnamese guy. He's hitting him with his rifle butt.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a shotgun. But,
yeah. Oh well.
It's just kind of.
But yeah, Charlton had a bunch of war books, not just those three. But
yeah. Oh, so Shotgun Harker and the Chicken Marine in the toughest Marine. No, Shotgun Harker and the Chicken in the toughest Marine in Combat Zone C.
That's right. And the art is done by the classic Charlton team of Charles Nicholas and Vince Alacia. And you'll see their art through countless Charlton books. And so, yeah, it's about these two Marines, and they couldn't be more different.
Yeah, okay. You got one who's just a classic Marine who's hard-bitten and square-jawed, and here's just...
Yeah, he's like the John Agar type, yeah.
So now we got this hippie boy who has long, blonde, stringy hair. He's got wearing glasses. He's got flowers on his helmet. And the Marine general is giving him a medal. So, let's see. His name is Clarence Smith. All right. So, and I'm not. We don't know why he's getting a.
A commendation.
Yeah.
But don't we find out in the story though?
No, we don't.
No. Well,
maybe or just No, this is not foreshadowing. This has happened before, I think.
Okay. Well, so I think we're getting a feel of. At the end of the story, it will make sense because I think this is kind of the routine with these two characters.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, the Sarge hates chicken.
Yeah.
And I'm annoyed with him myself. so they send them, of course, out on a secret mission to destroy this ammo dump. So, and they get shot at, and they go into the river, and Sarge says, "Hey, watch out for the crocodiles." And the chicken is actually scared.
Sure.
And there's actually crocodiles. So, and Sarge says, "Well, I'll let you go ahead of me, because the crocodiles eat you first." So, and the chicken is in terror at all times.
Right. So he's aptly named. It's not like an ironic thing.
Yeah.
He's a coward.
Mm-hmm. We see an NBA soldier bringing a knife to a gunfight. So, bad idea. Oh, and then 3 of them get on Sarge, and Sarge kicks her butt.
Yep.
And Chicken shoots a guy up in the tree. So I thought, when I first read it, I thought he was just shooting just for the heck of it.
Right?
I would. Why not? So Chicken wants to go back, but the Sarge says, "You need to do this." Oh, so okay, they get to this ammo dump site.
Yeah.
A guy throws out a grenade. Chicken catches it.
And throws it back in.
No, and Sarge grabs it and throws it back in, and he gets injured. Then Chicken comes back to the American side with Sarge on his shoulders.
Right.
It looks. I guess all Marines are kind of tough, or you wouldn't pass basic.
Right.
But he just carries him in, and I guess he's going to get another medal.
Yeah. And then Sarge is really mad because he did all the work.
I'll kill him.
He took all the lumps.
Yeah.
And this guy gets the credit.
Carrying somebody on your shoulders in the jungle is no joke, though. Yeah. So he has something going for him.
Yeah, but Chicken is funny. He's like the toughest wimp ever.
Very good. You're absolutely correct. I thought it was kind of fun.
So he's kind of an everyman. Yeah, it was a really fun story. So he's kind of an everyman. He's kind of like a civilian could relate to this guy. If you're scared to go in the service or whatever. Yeah. So I can dig it.
Someone said I think Voltaire, the rational thing to do would be run. Yeah. So.
Well, Voltaire was a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, little smart aleck.
So, let's talk about Superman.
Yeah, man. I have read this in a compilation. I think the best of the 70s or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, this is Superman number 249, and the lead story is The Challenge of Terra Man. Written by Cary Bates, penciled by Kurt Swan, and inked by Murphy Anderson. And in the 70s, Superman, they're trying to shake him up and do different things. And they introduced a couple of villains to try and, expand his rogues gallery. And the one that really stuck around, perplexingly, is Terra Man.
Yeah, Sandy left. Got rid of.
Oh, right, that that duplicate thing of Superman.
The letters were mentioning Sandy. Thank God he's gone.
Yeah,
he was hated.
Well, and that storyline went on for a while. Mm-hmm. Denny O'Neil, I think, wrote all or most of that storyline, and it was something.
Yeah, all right.
People remember it for good or for ill, but
Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they remember Terra Man?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. People remember Terra Man.
Good or bad? I don't know.
I would say bad, but let's talk about this story.
Okay, a stagecoach comes into, I almost said Gotham. Metropolis. Wouldn't that be cool? Actually, Batman fighting them would have been a lot more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I think so.
All right, so they deliver a box of Superman. Superman looks into it, and of course, using his X-ray vision. X-ray vision ignites a bomb, so Superman throws it up in the air, and it's a fireworks that make a sign that says, "Earth isn't big enough for the two of us, Superman. By sundown tomorrow, you will be dead."
Oh boy. So Superman has got this challenge from a weird new enemy, and he's also feeling these weird spasms that are weakening him.
Yeah, and we get into that. Oh, but first...
There's a cameo appearance by Archie and Edith Bunker.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd notice that.
Yeah, I noticed it the first time I saw it, and I saw this again.
Yeah.
Not bad characters. Not bad.
Yeah, it's just isn't they're oddly inserted into this.
Yeah, it is odd. They don't say anything funny. So.
Well, yeah, and it's just kind of weird. But yeah, they're experimenting with how can we make Superman weak? Oh, every period of years he feels this birth spasm or something.
Yeah, every 6 years he gets this.
Except it's never been referenced before, and I don't think it was referenced after this. But
yeah, because on your birthday you're supposed to be sad and mourn the time of your birth.
because that's his Kryptonian heritage.
Yeah. So he gives himself hypnosis to forget about that.
Right.
But it doesn't work because he's still getting problems.
Yeah. So it's interfering with his ability to do all of his super feats. Mm-hmm. He's experiencing pain and disruption of his powers. And then Terra Man shows up on his flying horse. He's a cowboy on a flying horse.
Yeah, I guess Pegasus. So it's actually another name for it. But
he has a name for his horse, yeah.
No. There's in the next story, they name what kind of horse he is.
Right. In the backup story. So
yeah, poor Superman's having... he can't see anything.
Yeah.
He's actually... His X-ray vision has been reversed. He's peering into his own brain.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, it is.
And then Terra Man shows up and shoots him.
There's an expanding bullet. Goes from the size of 45 to the size of a 5-inch artillery shell.
Yeah. And that knocks Superman down.
Now, Superman has a cool idea. He takes the bullet and squishes it, makes it into powder, and blows lead dust into Terra Man's face.
Yeah.
And eyes.
That's a good plan, actually.
So, but he charges him, and then he misses.
And Superman
goes into outer space, and has to use the moon's gravitational pull to bring him back.
Right. So Superman's powers are going haywire.
Yeah.
Giving Terra Man this distinct advantage.
Yeah. Terra Man is dressed like a cowboy. Not a bad looking one. Not bad. He's kind of based on Clint Eastwood's character.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Oh, definitely. And so he's got all kinds of weird weapons.
He lights a cigar and it has makes tendrils of poisonous smoke.
Yeah.
And then he loads his gun up and shoots atomic bomb shells.
Tiny atomic explosions at Superman.
Hold on, I need to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that means something later.
Okay.
So Superman has another attack, and he's upside down.
Floating upside down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Terra Man doesn't know what's going on with him. He just thinks he's weird.
Yeah, trying to distract him or something. So he gets this bullet that's made out of xanoite, the hardest substance in this here galaxy. He can change the shape by concentrating real hard. Makes it into a bullet. And... I don't know. Well, will it kill him? We don't really know if it'll kill him or not.
Right.
But Superman's got one ace up his sleeve. He got one of the bullets he caught with his teeth.
Right.
Oh.
And so he spits it back out at Terra Man.
Into the barrel of the gun, and the gun. Terra Man shoots the gun, and it blows up.
Oh man, that's so fun. I mentioned that when we were talking in the last episode, and I forgot. Like that was a thing. So
yeah, then
go ahead.
Superman punches the crap out of him, and that's it.
And the Pegasus flies away.
Mm-hmm. So after this, we got an origin story of Terra Man.
Yeah, this is really interesting. It's the origin of Terra Man, written by Cary Bates, art penciled by Dick Dillon, and inked by Neil Adams.
That's pretty cool.
And it's very Neil Adamsy. It's I almost thought that he penciled it.
Yeah, he okay. We have this 10-year-old boy holding up a stage,
This is in the Old West.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as opposed to holding up a stage in the future.
Right.
Yeah. So he's got this big money box. His old man comes on. I'm proud of you, son. You held up your own stage. Then he gets some money out, and then
then it takes a turn.
Yeah, man. A UFO comes by and sucks up the money.
And this alien travels across the galaxy collecting like currency from different planets.
Yeah. Cool looking alien.
Yeah, he's all blue and green. He's weird.
Yeah. The little kid's father shoots the alien, ticks off the alien, so he blasts him. He didn't mean to blast him so hard, but he killed him.
Yeah.
So he says, well, I'll take the kid. I'm not sure why he wants the kid.
Well, he feels bad about it. He says, I'll take the kid and I'll train him and stuff and bring him up, you know.
Yeah, because it's going to be the greatest of all desperados. But Toby, his Terra man's real name.
Yeah.
He's crying. So he's going to take Toby up, but he hypnotizes him to forget what happened.
And so he tells him that a lawman killed his father.
Mm-hmm.
And so he raises Toby to be the greatest space outlaw that there's ever been.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, what does he get? He gets a...
Well, he gets the flying horse, and he's got a cool like lasso of energy or something.
It's an Arguvian space steed.
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay. Duh.
He's got this weird chewing tobacco that does something that creates illusions.
Yeah, that is one cool Gila monster. That was really awesomely done.
Yeah, it shows him using that to trick people and rob people. So Terra Man becomes this space outlaw, and it's 20 years out in space, but it's like 100 years pass on Earth.
Yeah. So so Terra Man is sent on his first robbing mission, and he uses the Gila monster, takes lots of money, and he comes back, and the space alien is really happy. And then Terra Man says, been waiting years to pay you back for shooting my paw, and then he shoots him.
Yeah. The father had left kind of a message that allowed Terra Man to remember what had really happened.
He put a bullet inside of a circle, which means that there was this flying saucer and the bullet was... So,
right.
Terra Man figured it out. Terra Man actually goes to Earth before this and sees Superman and kind of ticks him off.
Right, as Superman is the greatest, lawman or like a representation of the law, and so Terra Man decides this guy is going to be my ultimate enemy, and so he's going to destroy Superman, or wants to. Now, the concept of Terra Man is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But also, it's a cowboy on a flying horse fighting Superman.
Yeah, without any iron. It could have been funny or something. Or it could have been.
But would that have been better? You think?
Maybe.
Or it could have been really
deadly serious. I mean, it's not that cool or something.
I mean,
if you lived, okay, if you're a guy from the Old West and lived in this flying saucer, he wouldn't keep being a guy from the Old West.
Well, they did mention we're kind of keeping in with the theme of that time,
but then really, I don't know. It's just stupid.
Yeah, and the real question is, okay, he's a space cowboy, but is he also the gangster of love?
Maybe the pompatus of love.
Oh my gosh, is that the same song? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh man, but anyway, that's
very good.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I was expecting something
serious.
Yeah.
Well, I usually have.
That's always a mistake on this show.
So we have a backup story. It's a Golden Age reprint, and it's called High Man on a Flagpole, reprinted from Superman number 46 from way back in 1947. Written by... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, go ahead.
It's written by Jerry Siegel, penciled by John Cicala, and inked by George Roussos.
Yeah, flagpole setting was a real thing, and I don't understand it, but...
I remember the episode of MASH where Klinger sat on a flagpole.
I don't. Huh.
Yeah, it was good.
How can you sit on a dang flagpole? I mean, I can see getting up high, but it seems like it'd be really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, but
And
that was
boring.
there was a national craze of flagpole sitting, like, you know. But yeah, it's a thing.
This is a silver treasure from the Golden Age. That's just kind of odd way to say. Why not a golden treasure from the Golden Age,
or just a treasure from the Golden Age? Actually, I don't really like the story very much, but well, let's talk about it.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I got a whole new page on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a highman. Let's see. Soup sees two guys fighting over a girl, and they're on the railroad tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're both. Well, one of them's a flagpole sitter who has spent 50 days, which is a world record. And the other. Let's see. Okay, there's Arnold, and there's Tom.
Okay. Tom Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
No, just no. I'm kidding.
Tom is partners with this fat guy.
Uh-huh.
So the fat guy says, "Hey, why don't Tom sit on the flagpole for 51 days, and I'll prove that he loves this girl more than the other guy."
Right. He says, "You're on," and so he tries, but...
okay, a bunch of crap happens. Like,
yeah.
The flagpole is greased.
Yeah.
So Superman flies super fast and smacks him on the butt and gets him on top.
Uh-huh.
And then a hurricane happens. And then a tree almost hits him. And then lightning almost hits him. And then a plane almost hits him. This is the same night. And Superman saves him each time. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on. What else happens? Oh, he's poisoned. And Superman yells to the whole city, "Is there a doctor in the house? Any house, that is."
Remember that story we read where Superman just read all those medical books and became Dr. Superman?
Yeah.
Saved the girl who didn't believe in Superman. Remember that story where she was blind?
Why hasn't he done that before? And then, so, I got to do super surgery.
Well, here's the thing. This is a golden age, and everything has a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, at this point, the precedent has not been set of Superman has this super capacity for learning, you know. So.
Yeah, okay. So then a truck hits the flagpole. And then someone shoots at him with a gun.
And the whole time, we believe it's his rival for the girl's affection.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold, yeah.
But it turns out it's Tom's partner.
His business partner. He wants to squeeze him out of the business and keep all the money.
Well, he gambled all the money away.
Oh, that's right. So this was going to cover his tracks.
Yeah, so the girl likes Tom. Tom's buddy kidnaps the girl, and then Superman dresses up like Tom and then kicks his butt.
Right.
And that's happy ending. So
yeah.
Lois likes Superman's here. So let's see. I'll get my exclusive bottom, but sigh. I'd rather get what she's getting from a certain guy I know. Sigh.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
She's getting kisses.
Right.
It's not gone that far.
Oh no, I wasn't even thinking that. So, meh.
It was interesting how they did things. I kind of enjoyed it. Didn't see that coming with his partner, but man, there's a little bit too much stuff happened. For crying out loud, 3 things happened with the hurricanes and jeez.
Yeah.
Well, 4 things: hurricane, tree, lightning bolt, and airplane in one night. So
yeah, I just I have a lack of enthusiasm for a lot of Golden Age material.
Actually, I do too. I feel bad though. Oh, it's Golden Age. It's got to be good. It's the beginning.
Everything's so rough because the industry is still new, even though it's a decade in. 47.
Yeah. Plus the fact, this is the problem with old movies, is that we cannot see the old movie fresh
in the context of when it was created.
No, because it's been copied so much.
Sure.
And they copy these movies hundreds of times. So they're cliches, even though they're fresh and new when they come out. It was kind of. I wish I could have a pill that would make me forget every movie I've ever seen, so I can go see older movies and be totally astonished.
Well, maybe you'll get Alzheimer's. So.
Yeah. Always look on the bright side.
As Minnesotans might say, or as Minnesotans might say, it could be worse.
Yeah.
So. Yes, our next book is Superman number 255, and the lead story is called The Sun, S-U-N, of Superman.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. I forgot. Written by Carrie Bates, and penciled by Kurt Swan, and inked by Murphy Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, nah. All right, Clark is in this AWACS type plane, and they're following the sun, and they're having trouble because a new sun appears. Man, for crying out! Another sun coming even close to us would be disastrous. I mean, not like my check is late disastrous, as in Earth-ending disastrous.
Right. It doesn't wash, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, they show that it's going to be really bad, but but it's really messing them up here, and no one's noticed the sun until riding this airplane.
Which is crap. I mean, because duh, you wouldn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So
astronomers would have spotted it long before. So anyway.
You would hope. The sky's a big place. Well, it is.
That's true.
Homeboy wouldn't lie to you. Right.
Oh,
so
man.
Clark jumps out over the Cascades.
Yay!
Which is, we live in the Cascades area. So.
Oh.
Well, kind of. Don't.
Yeah, I guess so. I hadn't really think about it, but yeah, you're right. The Cascade Mountain Range is
might have landed on my house, man.
Man, cool? I guess.
Yeah.
Except this is Earth 1 and we live on Earth Prime.
Crap, man.
This is pre-crisis.
Why does Earth Prime have to suck so much?
Remember that Justice League story we read where that guy Ultra came to Earth Prime and the League followed, and it was a story that took place on Earth Prime?
Yeah.
I think you read it and then we lost the issue and we didn't actually talk about it on the show.
Oh.
It was that time. But we did like a month on the Justice League, so.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So anyway, random. But back to this story.
Sorry.
No, things happen.
Yeah. All right. So the sun is sucking up Saturn's rings, and its big orange thing. So I guess it's not hurting Superman that much.
Right.
But because a red sun is bad.
Right. A red sun, he'll lose his powers.
Yeah.
A yellow sun is where he gets them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the sun zaps him with these tentacles of flame, and he turns into human eclipse.
Weird.
Yeah, it is. So Superman goes to the heart of matter, goes deep into the sun, and sees this crystalline
ship, I guess.
Yeah. And he meets these sun. What are they called? Sun. Sun thrivers.
Yeah, they're these energy beings.
Yeah, I hate energy beings. You can't trust them. No, that's sort of.
Oh.
Okay, so they tell the story that they created Krypton originally.
Right.
And the way they make these planets they have to live in the sun. The sun has to have a planet, which doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But they have to have they don't know how to do it without blowing it up.
Right.
So they make a planet and it's doomed to blow up.
Right. Because internal pressures and stuff is what caused Krypton to explode.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this other weird thing.
So they need more kryptonite, or parts of krypton.
And there's a huge monster.
That's kryptonite, yeah.
Yeah, there's a huge monster.
Looks like a heart.
It looks like a heart with tentacles and stuff, and it's siphoning off energy from this giant kryptonite asteroid.
It looks really cool. It looks like Cthulhu.
Yeah, It does.
Yeah. I bet no one's going to go to a Comic-Con dressed like that. So,
No. Can
well,
you
wouldn't that be
imagine?
cool? I would, yeah.
Cthulhu.
And man, and then if anyone doesn't know who you are, you can just sneer at them. Well, you don't know your comic books, do you?
Right. Oh man.
Oh, it could be so much fun. Superman leads it on, and the space creature follows him, wraps him in a tentacle. He's about to get his butt kicked because it's made out of kryptonite.
Right? More than his butt
Yeah.
kicked. This is life and death.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And he's using telepathy of all things with Superman is.
Because the thing, it has sentience, and that's how it communicates. Or is it the crystal beings, or the energy beings?
The sun thrivers.
That's right. They communicate telepathically, and that's okay.
So they hit the heart. It looks like a big heart on top of the kryptonite.
Oh man!
They hit it with some flame, and then they suck up the kryptonite. The heart's happy. He goes away. They're happy. They got it. So they make a new planet, but they didn't tell Superman, but it's fated to blow up.
Man, how complicated and ultimately not interesting or satisfying.
Yeah, the big heart was kind of cool, but everything else is kind of meh. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just so. I get that they're trying to do different things. It's just I remember like a year ago when we went through our Superman cycle before, and I was always complaining about Cary Bates, and it's like he just does all these complicated things, but they're not good.
Yeah.
They're not fun. They're just weird.
They're complicated, but not complex.
Yeah.
And it's needlessly complicated and kind of weird, and I don't know. He's trying to be profound. The worst thing you can do is try to be profound and failing.
Well, it's like, okay, you read a Silver Age Superman story, which you and I both love, and they'll have complicated things, and like how at the end you figure out, oh, this was the clue that was planted, and all weird things happening to Superman. Well, it's like he's trying to do that, but trying to be Mr. Smart 1970s about it, and it just kind of sucks.
Yeah. And and Terra Man is goofy without the cool, fun goofiness.
Like Mixius-Pitalik and Bizarro are goofy fun, but they're still real menaces to Superman. They cause real problems he has to deal with. But Terra Man, he's a ridiculous concept, and he's a serious guy, and he ultimately becomes more ridiculous than the goofiest of Superman villains.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, speaking of goofy and ridiculous, the Fabulous World of Krypton.
Yeah, there's a backup story. It's called Moon-Crossed Love, and this is a tale of Krypton from before it blew up. And Mike Friedrich wrote this, and the art is by Dick Giordano.
Good old Dick can draw some girls.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty.
Remember Dick did Sarge Steel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for Charlton. So yeah.
Okay. All right, we got a Romeo and Juliet thing going here. What's her name? Tarlu is the dame. She's blonde, of course. Renray is the guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Renray has his dad is a magician. Tarlu's is a scientist, and their families hate each other.
It seems familiar somehow. I can't place it. Some obscure English author, I think.
Right.
So anyway.
So, Renray's brother, Bick.
Right.
He wears a cool helmet, though. I wouldn't mind wearing that helmet.
But her father looks like Ming the Merciless.
Yeah. Or Merlin.
Yeah. But I'm looking at that high. He does have a skillet, but he's got the high collar and the mustache and the goatee.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
He does look a lot more. Yeah.
Like Ming, but
not Oriental.
Right. He's white.
Okay, so he chews them out. But let's see. They keep going with their romance, even though his father says it's doomed to evil. It's gonna he has foreseen evil happening because of this.
Okay.
So they're getting together and we're trying to, and Bick comes up and hassles the girl, and she kicks him with the longest, with her scientifically trained gams.
Yeah,
really,
she kicks him right in the face.
yeah, good girl.
Yeah.
He deserves
Well,
it.
he's a jerk.
And then, yeah.
And then he comes after his brother with a knife.
Mm-hmm. And Henry kills him by accident.
Yeah, he trips Bick and he hits his head on a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Breaks his neck, breaks his head open.
So they hear people coming, so they start running. And they run off and become twin stars. The planet of love, cursed with death. Yes, it could only happen on Krypton.
Really? Because I think it could have happened in Shakespeare. And better.
Yeah, they didn't become stars, did they?
I don't know. And this was just weird, but it's the star-crossed lovers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The moon-crossed. No, the moon-crossed lovers become twin stars. An evil sign shall it be evermore. Is there an evil star in history? Ooh, look, the evil star.
Not that I recall.
This comet portends sometimes evil or great change, but I'm not sure there's an evil. Oh, it's the dog star. I can't go out. Well, they're there all the time, so it's what can you do? I mean, you can like a blood moon or a full moon or something like that comes every once in a month.
Yeah.
But it happens every night. That's going to be pretty bad if it's evil.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry. The story stinks.
Yeah,
Beautiful art though.
Yeah, really well done. I like the costumes. Yeah. I don't know why that's being. Yeah, I guess I see why.
One thing though that I do want to mention is a house ad for a very particularly special book. It's A Different Comic Mag is Coming by Joe Orlando, Len Wein, and Bernie Wrightson, and it's Swamp Thing, which debuted as a story in I think House of Secrets or House of Mystery, and became a huge hit. They got tons of letters about it, and then Joe Orlando, who was the editor, talks to Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson and said, "Look, we're going to make this a series. Do it," and they did, and it's great. And actually, Bernie Wrightson signed my trade paperback of the Swamp Thing.
What came first, Man Thing or Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing. Well, but not by very much.
Yeah, but Swamp Thing.
They were in development.
Far more interesting.
He is, but Man Thing is cool. But really, they're both. The ideas are in gestation at the same time. Swamp Thing just hit the stands first.
Well, it gestated just enough.
Yeah.
And Man Thing should have gestated a little bit more.
Yeah.
Should we look at?
Yeah, let's look about our books for next week. Did you have anything else to say about stuff from today?
Back to Mufti.
Okay. So yes, here's a little.
You know what that means?
Back to your civilian clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so
the Demons of the Maze.
That's right.
Red Sonja.
Yes, Red Sonja number 2.
Sonja. Oh, duh.
Yeah, the J makes a yeah sound.
I don't know. It might not in her culture.
Will you just go with it?
Okay. I don't know. I've never been to Sonja Land.
Hyrcania. Yeah. Hyrcania. She's Hyrcanian. So.
Okay.
But she lives in the Hyborian Age and interacts with Conan and stuff. So.
Yeah. Frank Thorne's great.
Yeah, and I noticed while looking at these, like how much there are a lot of similarities between Frank Thorne's art and Pat Boyette's, which I'm sure is just a coincidence. But we've got a couple issues of Red Sonja, Red Sonja number 9 also.
Okay. Red Wolf.
Yeah. Remember we read another story with him before. His debut, I think it was Marvel Premiere or something, number 1.
Yeah.
And
I've totally forgotten everything about him.
Yep. And that's Red Wolf number 3.
Ringo Kid.
Yeah, some 50s Western reprints. Ringo Kid number 24.
And that's a John Wayne character in Stagecoach.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Yes, Jeff will be so happy because we've got a Superman 100-page super spectacular, and the lead story is the team of Luthor and Brainiac, which is one of the greatest, most classic Superman stories ever.
Be Still My Beating Heart, man. That's some good stuff.
Oh yes, yes.
Man.
So, once again, want to remind you to please join our Facebook discussion group. It's Comic Reflections Podcast discussion group, and you can talk to Jeff or I about episodes past or present.
We may not answer, but
oh, well, I will.
Okay. So, I will too.
I know.
That's a foolie.
Yes. So, and do you have anything clever to sign off with?
No, well, back to Mufti was it.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm only a human being. I can't think of too much.
No, it's okay.
All right. Take care, y'all.
Yep.